I found my neighbor's diary from 1957 hidden in my attic. The last entry describes how she murdered someone in my house. I bought my first home 6 months ago, found a charming 1940s bungalow that needed some TLC but had good bones according to my realtor. Yesterday, while installing new insulation in the attic, I found a small leather-bound diary wedged between the rafters. The final entry, dated the 18th of November 1957, reads, "I killed him in a basement today. No one will ever know." The diary belonged to Margaret Wilson according to the neat inscription on the first page. When I moved in, my elderly neighbor mentioned that the Wilson girl had lived in my house until the late 1950s before suddenly moving away. "Sweet girl kept to herself," he'd said, remarking about her fiancé disappearing like that. Broke her heart. I couldn't stop reading once I started. The diary chronicled 2 years of Margaret's life from age 19 to 21. The early entries were mundane: parent, her job at the local department store, church socials, her excitement about getting engaged to Robert in 1956. Then the entries darkened. Robert became controlling. He monitored what she wore, who she spoke to, even what she ate. "Robert slapped me for the first time today," she wrote in April 1957. "He said I was flirting with the butcher. I wasn't. By summer, the abuse had escalated. Robert broke my wrist when I burned dinner. We had the doctor. I fell down the stairs." He believed Robert, of course. The final weeks of entries were chilling. Robert had quit his job, was drinking heavily, and had threatened to kill them both if she ever tried to leave him. "No one would believe me anyway," she wrote. "The sheriff plays poker with Robert's father every Thursday." Then came the 18th of November 1957. "I killed him in the basement today. No one will ever know. I mixed the rat poison into his evening whiskey. He died still yelling at me about the overcooked roast. I wrapped him in the old carpet from the sitting room. The cement in the northeast corner of the basement was still wet from the repairs. By morning he'll be part of the foundation. I am leaving town tomorrow. God forgive me." My hands were shaking as I read the last entry. "The northeast corner of my basement, where I've been planning to install a new water heater next week. I called my best friend, who's a criminal defense attorney. Hypothetically, I asked, if someone found evidence of a murder from 65 years ago, what should they do? Hypothetically, she replied after a long pause. There is no statute of limitations on murder, but proving self-defense from the 1950s would be nearly impossible without the victim's body as evidence. I spent all night researching Margaret Wilson. According to county records, she died in 2018 at age 82 in a nursing home 3 states away. Her obituary mentioned no children, no family, only that she'd been a kindergarten teacher for 40 years, beloved by generations of students. This morning I went down to my basement with a flashlight. The northeast corner has a slightly different shade of concrete than the rest of the floor, apparent about the size of a man. I placed my hand on the spot and whispered, 'Stay where you are, Robert. I've decided not to install that water heater after all. Some secrets deserve to remain buried, especially those of women who had no other way out. Tomorrow I am planting a garden in my backyard. The first flowers will be forget-me-nots for Margaret.'"